For those of you who are just joining us, I am Brad Williams. I'm the NEOP team lead. Unfortunately, Dan Vega is at a meeting with NNSA this afternoon, and tomorrow they have a workshop directly related to what's covered here, so he asked for me to fill in for him. Please feel free to ask questions, and we will address them the best we can throughout this. And anything that needs further clarification, we will submit an update on the question and answer section. And again, Dan Vega is the Federal Program Manager here at DOE, and Mike Miller from Los Alamos National Lab is the National Technical Director for this program. And their contact information can be found on the NEP website where we provide all of the contacts for all work scopes. Here you will see the mission and objectives of the MPACT program, which stands for Materials Protection, Accounting, Control Technologies. It's focused and closely coordinated with international safeguards activities within NNSA, but has a specific focus on domestic safeguarding and advanced fuel cycle concept activities. They're looking to develop innovative technologies and analysis tools. Those are the two main components, with a focus on future domestic U.S. fuel cycles. And the idea is to minimize proliferation and terrorism risks. There's 4 objectives listed here: demonstrate and develop advanced material control and accounting technologies. That's kind of the high-level instrumentation development objective. Second is focused on analysis tools. So, have the equipment to collect the data, but you need to complement that with adequate analysis capabilities. The third bullet is focused specifically on used fuel. And as you know, recently the fuel cycle R&D program began incorporating used fuel storage, transportation, and disposal into the overall mission. And as such, the MPACT program has expanded to take into account the safeguarding of used fuel, whether it's in extended storage or other. The last is to develop guidelines for safeguards and security by design, and work with colleagues to publish international guidance documents. Here are some near-term objectives of the program. Again, as I mentioned, a new focus is on interim storage of used fuel, and they're looking at designing the storage facility with the safeguards in mind, instead of what has previously been done, where the safeguards would be added onto the design at a later date. They want to incorporate everything in an integrated fashion from the beginning. The next couple of bullets just go into more detail about some of the other areas that they're looking for, but again, the near-term focus is on used fuel storage. Another focus, and you'll hear more about the processing side of this in the next several presentations, but from a safeguard standpoint, they're looking at the electrochemical process and trying to understand how to safeguard that and reduce the risks associated with reprocessing, specifically for electrochemical reprocessing. They're developing advanced technologies and tools that generally support the program, and they're updating the campaign implementation plan. This is a program document which lays out the specific goals and activities that the program needs to accomplish in the near term, and how they will do that. And it's closely tied to the NER&D roadmap. Some longer-term objectives: continue supporting the overall DOE strategy for the management and disposal of used fuel and high-level waste. Develop next-generation nuclear materials management technologies, and they're beginning to utilize a lot of the capabilities that we have across the complex. H-Canyon, for example, at Savannah River, trying to begin doing some significant work and testing there. Also leveraging a lot of international agreements through our bilateral arrangements. And eventually, as allowed, expand the safeguards and security activities to cover all areas of nuclear energy as appropriate. As mentioned, the current focus is on used fuel storage and on the electrochemical separations, but it's acknowledged that there is a need for in other areas, for example, some of the advanced reactor designs and fuel fabrication, to name a couple. They also work with NRC to support rulemaking and engage the international community through our various agreements. The next slide here just provides the text from the work scope, and you'll see there's a few areas highlighted here to provide emphasis on the major priorities that are currently requested this year. And again, you see used fuel storage and electrochemical processing. So keep that in mind. These are the higher priority items for the work scope this year. The next several slides, which I'll go through as time permits, they just provide some quick examples of some of the previous and current projects that have been funded through the MPACT program. The first is developing sensors for electrochemical processes. We also have a need for nuclear data support. Many of these new detectors and technologies need improved nuclear data to reduce the uncertainties, so they've been engaging in work related to that. Also, high-resolution gamma spectroscopy. That is another main component of the program, and you can see on the graph on the left some of the improvements that can be made with enhanced detectors and the ability to really clearly discriminate different isotopes of particular interest. Related to that, the MIP monitor, the multi-isotope process monitor, is something that has been a priority within the program for the last several years. Fast neutron imaging and multiplicity analysis is another priority. And they're also developing performance and fundamental chemistry models to support much of the processing related activities that need to be addressed through MPACT. And here's an example of used fuel storage projects. Again, these presentations will be posted online. I know I'm going through it fairly quickly, but they'll be available for your use at a later date. Here's specifically a NEOP project looking at a new detector. And that is all. I will take questions if there are any.
Well, we can stay on the line for 5 minutes. You don't need to stand up there, Brad, but we'll continue taking questions.
Yeah. Does anybody have any general questions on anything we've covered, either general to NEOP or NEAT or this current solicitation? And again, all of the questions that have been asked today will be posted, the question and answer, after the webinar. So several questions may be repeats. So if it's already been addressed and you did not hear it, you can find the answer on the web page. Yeah, so there was a question related to the funding breakdown by programs and work scopes. As you all know, we still don't have a final budget for FY14. We're currently operating under a continuing resolution based off of the FY12 numbers. So without better information, I would look at the results of the FY13 process, and that should give you a pretty good idea both at the total dollar amount for any and all the way down to the work scopes, the number of awards per work scope. I expect it'll be similar this year.
Brad, where does more analytical concepts to improve the code or codes fit in?
For code development specific to material impact, it would fit within the analysis piece of this program. The NEAMS program, which does quite a bit of our modeling, is currently focused on fuel development and reactor development. They are not currently doing any code development specific to Safeguards technology. So if you have something, it could fit here. There's also a mission supporting area for fuel cycle that covers some of the more general topics not specifically addressed in the other work scopes. So that would be another option for submitting there.